a few questions about children moving from preschool to school, so I thought a little clip on this area might be helpful. First of all, if you have been in touch with me or you are watching this right now, then I very much doubt you have anything to be worried about. But to hopefully make you feel better, here goes. In order to do this clip, I thought about all the things I know that EYFS, also known as Early Years Foundation Stage or Reception, all the things that EYFS teachers out there will be hoping that your child can do by the time that he or she arrives with them. The more I thought about it, I realised what a perfect opportunity this is to prepare your child for school. You may be panicking right now if your little baby is due to start school in September, but actually this bizarre situation gives you the time that you wouldn't usually have to practice the skills that your child is going to need. I'm going to go through a list of things that in an ideal world your child will be able to do by the time they start school. These are not essential, so do not panic. They are just things that you can begin to practice. 1. Toileting. Can your child go to the toilet independently? 2. Eating. Can your child eat independently? Will they eat a variety of foods? Preferably using a knife and fork when required. 3. Getting dressed. Can your child dress themselves? If yes, brilliant. Can they now practice getting changed into a PE kit? To make it a little bit more fun, you can time them and see if they can beat their score each time. 4. Gross motor skills. So can your child use the large muscles in their whole body in different ways? These are just things like running, jumping, hopping, balancing, and using a little bit of hand and eye coordination with things like throwing and catching. 5. Fine motor skills. Can your child make movements with the small muscles in their hands and their wrists? Does your child have good hand strength? Using Play-Doh is really good for fine motor skills. If you YouTube Dough Disco, have a go at some of the clips on there. They are great fun. Now, I particularly like to encourage children to develop their fine motor skills by practicing zipping up coats and doing up their buttons, as this actually kills two birds with one stone. They're practicing their fine motor skills and they're also learning to do something that they are going to need to do independently soon. Number 6, social skills and social understanding. Can your child share and take turns? Can they communicate their wants and needs? Can they express themselves clearly? Now, this is a tricky time when it comes to social skills, as unless your child has siblings, there's not going to be as much opportunity to play or interact with others. This is where you come in. Try to play with them as a fellow child. Play board games where taking turns is involved. And really importantly, let them lose. If they don't handle this well, then that gives you the opportunity to talk about it, and it is a steep learning curve for many. Number 7, learn through play with you. Can your child talk about what they are doing when they are playing and why? Can they use their imagination in their play? Can they role play different scenarios? This area is key, and it is time to start doing lots of talking and asking questions. Although independent play is important as well, so is play with you, where you can lead it and you can then extend their thinking. You will notice from everything I have mentioned so far that there actually doesn't seem to be that much actual work you need to do. This is because if your child enters early years with all of those skills, they will be totally ready to start their learning journey. These are more important than any reading or writing that you can be doing right now. Also, at this stage, you are still needing to disguise learning a bit so they don't realise they're doing it. Things like writing in mud, making numbers out of Play-Doh, counting how many sweets you have, playing hide and seek with letters and sounds. Make it really fun rather than a sit down and do type activity. So right now you will be thinking one of two things. Yay, my child can already do most or all of this. Or, oh no, my child still really struggles with lots of those things. If it is the latter, then first of all, please, please, please do not panic. There is still plenty of time to practice, and children learn at different rates. If your child does arrive not able to do some of the things that I have talked about, it really isn't the end of the world, and the school will support your child's needs, whatever they may be. If it is that you are genuinely starting to be a little bit concerned about your child having specific needs that are causing barriers to your child being able to do some of the things that we've mentioned, then please do send me a message and I will try to advise what I would do next. Schools have lots of systems in place to assess children when they arrive and then take the necessary steps to support all individual needs. If you are thinking, yes, my child can already do everything that you have said, first of all, can they really? As in, independently. Sometimes your child will happily do things with you standing, encouraging or guiding them, but have they actually mastered it on their own? If yes, then that's amazing, and the next things that I will be practicing are cutting skills, so using a child-friendly, safe pair of scissors with obviously supervision from yourself to cut along lines, holding pencils and pens, lots of painting and colouring, singing the nursery rhymes, looking into reading and writing their own name, doing loads of reading with you, loads of books, loads of stories, let them listen to you read lots, let them tell a story to you using pictures. Start to sound out words. Usually you would need to model that first. So, sat, put in, pin. Sing lots of alphabet songs. Start to have a look at the phase 1 phonics, and if you've already cracked that, move on to the phase 2 phonics. The Phonics Play website, which I've mentioned in some of my other resources, is great for this and will explain things in a little bit more detail. Also, I will be doing some teaching of phonics clips in the coming weeks, so watch out for those. Then also, not forgetting maths, which is equally as important, reading and writing numbers to 10. But I would add here, it's not just about your child being able to recognise and write the numbers, it's actually knowing what they mean. So knowing that if I have 5 sweets, that is the same as the number 5. It sounds obvious to us, but it's something that children actually can find quite tricky. Remember that these things are purely a bonus, and they are not the things that your child has to be able to do when they start school. Wow, that was a lot of information to take in. I will post all the things I have talked about so that you can refer back to it, and I will include some of the key resources you might want to look at. I do also have a friend who is a mummy to a preschooler and also happens to be a teacher. She has been posting some amazing activities that she has been doing with her little boy on Instagram, so I will share her name and her Instagram details in my description. I will also share a booklet which gives more information on making sure your child is school ready. Let me know if you need any more support in this area and I would love to help.